Hi, everybody. As you get in here to the Zoom meeting, just know we're going to take a few minutes to let everyone else in, and then we will get started here in just a couple minutes. And we're really glad you're here. All right, we'll do one more minute to let some folks in, and then I'll get started with an introduction. All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name's Peter Strong. I'm co-owner and director of Racing Magpie here in Rapid City, Meluzaha. On behalf of our team, I want to welcome everyone to an exciting workshop and presentation that's part of our new program called Winter Camp. This one is with Layli LongSoldier and Tilda St. Pierre, who are presenting their talk called A Capacity for the Unlimited Within Constraints. It's a two-part workshop today and tomorrow to compose poems written entirely in the Lakota language with elegance, surprise, and depth. At Racing Magpie, we are dedicated to elevating and amplifying Native and other artists and their communities through educational, cultural, and research programs, all in the Lakota spirit of being a good relative. As part of that being a good relative, this program, Winter Camp, will reimagine the Lakota Winter Camp model of problem solving and community building in today's world by examining the deeper reasons why Lakota people do things the way they do and why they interact with the universe around them the way they do. These events are free to the public with limited space available and target Lakota community members as both presenters and attendees. As plants and trees focus their energy on building strength and growing from the roots during the winter, our community will join to strengthen and grow together each year through sharing and learning. Some housekeeping really quickly. We want to thank our sponsors for their generous support of this program, the South Dakota Humanities Council, an affiliate of the National Endowment for Humanities, the National Endowment for the Humanities themselves directly, and the Bush Foundation. Um, if you have questions throughout the workshop today and tomorrow here on Zoom, just raise your hand, or if you'd rather type out a question, you can, but we'd encourage you to go ahead and ask. Tilda has generously offered for people to just jump in. When I see your hand raised, I'll unmute you so you can ask your question. We do encourage you to keep your cameras on and stay fully engaged as much as you're comfortable, but we totally understand if you need to keep your cameras off for whatever reason. If you have any questions in general about the program or technology, feel free to private message me in the chat or reach out to us through social media, Facebook and Instagram, or visit our website often to hear about other programs we're putting on. So without any further delay and me talking, I'm really excited to introduce Layli LongSoldier and Tilda St. Pierre for the workshop for today. Thank you all for coming.
Hi, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Yes? Okay, my name is Layli LongSoldier, and I just want to say hello to everyone and thank you for joining us. This is, and you know, it's really a privilege and something special to be able to hold this workshop. I know a lot of times it's nice to start off with maybe a prayer or a blessing, but I'm never very good at that. I fumble a lot. So I just actually I feel best starting off with acknowledgement and gratitude. So I just wanted to maybe take a moment to acknowledge the turmoil and the struggle that and the unrest that we are all feeling and we are facing around the world. It is a difficult time. The turmoil we're feeling in the country right now. And there is some turmoil, you know, in our own communities and families and within ourselves. And I don't mean to, you know, project those feelings onto anyone, but it is a very unusual and difficult time with the pandemic and all the things happening right now. But I also want to acknowledge with gratitude how special it is that we can still be here together. So I wanted to say I'm grateful that we have this workshop, this opportunity to be here. I also wanted to acknowledge Tilda. I call Tilda Auntie Tilda, but I want to acknowledge Tilda St. Pierre with gratitude for sharing her knowledge with us today. And I wanted to acknowledge with gratitude Racing Magpie, Peter Strong, Golnessa Shagali, and Mary Bordeaux for hosting this. So thank you. Okay. I told Auntie that I was going to start off with just a few minutes to give everyone an overview of the workshop, and then we will hand it over to Tilda. So I just wanted to provide an overview and a few things to think about in terms of Lakota language and poetry together. So what I wanted to think about is that right now, at this moment in time, a lot of us are learners. And I think that we're very fortunate that there are still a lot of speakers in our families and in the community, people who still do speak Lakota language fluently. But there are also a lot of people like myself and like my daughter, for example, who are learning. And we want to learn more and it's exciting. And we live in a time right now where things have changed a lot, where our young people are very proud and excited to learn Lakota language or our native languages. So that's a beautiful thing to see, to watch with our young people. But what the point of this workshop today was really to introduce the idea that we don't always have to wait until we are fluent to be able to do something beautiful with our language, especially something like writing a poem. A lot of times we can be hard on ourselves and we think, oh, I have to wait until I'm completely fluent before I can write a poem or what have you. And so this workshop is to introduce you to, us to get comfortable with making art and making things with what we know. Okay. One thing I wanted to have you think about before we hand it over to Tilda, I'm going to introduce a little vocabulary to you in terms of art and poetry. Can you see this, you guys? I'm sharing my screen. Oh, I see a thumbs up. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just introducing this word to you to think about as we move forward, the idea of a constraint. And this is something as poets, we work with this in poetry. We also work with this even in the visual arts. And so I wanted to ask you, I wanted to fill this out with you guys. What is a constraint to you? And right now I'm going to have to ask Peter to unmute some students if they want to, if you guys could tell me what you think a constraint is. What does that mean? How do we define a constraint? Anyone? Don't be shy. Mary, if you, huh?
We've got a couple comments in the chat. People said holding back, a
Oh,
boundary,
okay.
I could. I thought you were already
and an obstacle.
almost done. No, it doesn't get done till 2. Okay. Okay.
I might propose also a limitation, right?
Clementine said acknowledging protocols. Dustina said fear.
Protocols are kind of, what would you say, like rules for conduct in a way?
Yeah. So then we have fear from Dustina.
Fear?
Yeah. Tae Sanwi said depression.
Oh, depression.
Mary said ego.
Ego.
Chris said saying what you want people to hear.
And not saying what you don't want them to hear, right?
And also, I'm just going to make a call here, Layli. I'm going to give everyone the ability to unmute themselves. So if they want to jump in, they can do that as well.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, so what I would like to propose to you to think about is that constraints in terms of art, because this is a word that we are often, we talk about a lot in poetry. Constraints can sometimes be self-imposed, okay? And or from the outside circumstances, okay? So sometimes we have constraints such as, and I want to actually refer to the, maybe some of these, in many ways, all of this applies to constraints, but I want to highlight these as a boundary, an obstacle or a limitation, maybe even rules for conduct, protocol. These are things that we can, that sometimes are imposed from circumstances. They're things that we can't help, but they can also be imposed on ourselves. So as an artist, as a poet, we can choose our constraints, okay? So, an example I like to think of is we are always working with constraints. There are always certain constraints on what we can do, okay? So that's kind of like a basic in life. You know, we always have to be careful about what we say and what we don't say, for example. There's always protocols, right? And let's say in art, there are always certain constraints, even in very practical ways, like with materials. So let's say we're a painter working visually. We have limitations such as budget and materials. So let's say you go to an art supply store and you only have, you know, $20 or $50 or something. You know, you only have a certain amount of money. And let's say you can only buy 3 or 4 tubes of paint and 2 paintbrushes, right? You can't buy the whole store. There's always certain limitations on what's available to you and what you can do. But you can still take those few tubes of paint. You can take them home and you can still make something beautiful. You can still paint something, mix those paints, combine them, make new colors, more colors, and so on. So, and especially if you know what you're doing with colors, you can be very selective, right? And say, okay, I only have 4 tubes of paint. I'm gonna get primary colors and I know how to mix them and so on. And so you use it to the maximum capacity, the best you can with what you have, right? You do the best you can. And so this is what I wanted you to think about in terms of poetry and also in terms of learning our language, Lakota language. We may not know everything, but we can use it the best we can. We can still make something really beautiful. So given that, that is what we're going to do today. Some of today and tomorrow. So some of the constraints we are working with today is Auntie Tilda is going to teach us 4 sentence structures. She's not teaching us 10 or 20 sentences. She's teaching us just 4, right? Like those 4 tubes of paint. But I'm convinced that there's so much we can do with those 4 sentence structures. All of those sentences are going to be in present tense. That's another constraint. So we're not going to be using future tense. We'll be in the present today. And the last constraint we have is they were all going to be first person sentences using I, right? So it will be I have and I, so forth. So we have some of these constraints ahead of us today, but constraints are not always bad things. And that's why I kind of titled this workshop with the idea of there's unlimited possibility. There's so much possibility within just these few things we'll be learning today. So with that in mind, I wanted to again thank everyone for being here. I'm going to hand it over to Auntie. The last note that I have to say is you will need a dictionary on hand for vocabulary. So Tilda is going to give us sentence structures, and then you will have to find your own vocabulary to finish those sentences. And I think that's my last note. So thank you all. And now I'm going to be quiet and turn it over for our Lakota language class.
Well, I'm Beto Washte. I was very honored to be asked by my Tojan Layli to do this. And so I was a little nervous, but again, it's like, it's not really hard because I speak my language, which I am so glad I do. I speak it, and I teach the best I can. So that's what I'm here for today. So what I'm gonna start out with is I have, okay? So I have, and it says that it's gonna be body parts for an object with an adjective. So I would say, let's look at a while. I have, and my sentences in Lakota is si tanka bluha. Si tanka is I have big feet. I have big feet. So in Lakota, I'm not sure if you guys ever took Lakota language, but in Lakota language and English language, when you take a look at those, when you're writing in Lakota, things are always reversed. So big feet in Lakota, Sitranka will come first. And then I have comes last. So everything is switched around. So that's how you would write Sitranka Bluha. This is what I learned how to write Kanka, but in the way it's taught today, the orthography, Kanka will be THANKA with the little dot above the H to give it that guttural sound. Si Kanka. And then
Auntie,
Taku.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. Forgive me. I was going to ask you also, could you give us another example of I have with another body part, for example?
I have like what? What can I use for a body part? Like
I have 2 eyes.
I have 2 eyes. 2 eyes. Okay, so you would say Ishta num bluha. Ishta num bluha. Because rather than saying 2, which would be numpa, you use the word num. Same as 2. But numpa is used differently if we're going to use that one, the number. But you would say ishta num bluha.
So for the sentence structure, we have the object, the noun comes first, the object, ishta, the eyes, and then the adjective to describe it, to. And then we have I have at the end of the sentence, right? Yeah. Luha.
Mhm. So if you were to use the word numpa rather than num, numpa is when you have something, 2 of something. Not to confuse, but numpa is used like I have 2 dogs. I have 2 dogs. You would say shunka, numpa, wichabluha. So those are the 2 difference. You have 2 of something. And then this one here is num. It's you. You're the one that you have 2 of 2 eyes. Num.
So Auntie, maybe we could take a few minutes. First of all, maybe we could take a few minutes to see if everybody could give this sentence structure a try on their own, like maybe a few minutes quiet time. And
Sure.
they could try using Bluha and with body parts. I'm asking everyone to use body parts. This is important to the poem. So fill in the sentence with personal body parts, whatever. It could be eyes, it could be legs or what have you, hair. It could be gray hair. I have gray hair. And if everyone could take a few minutes to try that, and then we could share a few sentences and see if everyone understands. Does that sound okay? I can't see anyone.
So for 10 minutes?
Yeah, let's say 10 minutes. And if you have questions or you need to know something, you can either unmute or you can type a question in the chat bar. But let's give it a try. Let's write as many, a couple sentences on your own to see if you can use Bluha. Auntie,
Yes.
can I start off and share a couple of sentences that I wrote, and then the people put some comments in the chat, and so maybe we could read some of those comments. They shared some of their examples too.
Okay, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna share screen. You guys, I'm getting really vulnerable with you because I am not a very good speaker. I am learning with everyone here today. So So here we go. I am going to share my document. Not everybody has to do this, but this is what I wrote out for you. Okay, so can you see this? Can you guys see this? Yes, I see a yes. So what I wrote down is I have you, and to fill in the blank with a body part plus an adjective. So that would be in English. We have, that's the sentence structure in English. I have an adjective and a noun. So like I have, you know, a big ears or whatever. And then in Lakota, it's reversed. Lakota, we have a noun plus the adjective, and then the verb comes at the end, luha. So this is what I wrote. And like I said, I'm getting vulnerable. My pronunciation is terrible. So of course, I'm sure Auntie Tilda can help with that. I wrote, I have gray hair. I have gray hair. It's true, it's happening to me. Right as we speak, getting gray hair. So this is what I looked up for vocabulary. Auntie Tilda, if you can tell me if this is correct. Saint, is that correct? For gray?
Saint, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wichaperin for hair.
Okay, so when you say wicha, meaning there's more than one person.
Oh, okay.
So you would say Prehi Saint Bluha. Because remember,
That's
remember
right. The noun comes first.
Right. Prehi Saint Bluha. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a good reminder. Thank you. Okay, I feel better about that. Perfect. And then the next one I wrote was, I have dirty fingernails. Oh my God. So fingernails would come first, right?
Right, right.
Is that napshake?
You could just say, yeah, that would come first. Napshake.
Napshake.
Yep.
And then would you say for dirty fingernails?
You would say shapa.
Oh, shapa. Okay. Okay.
So when you use the word wa shapa, that means I don't know how is that word used, that wa shapa, when you looked it up?
Let me see here. Hold on. I'm gonna switch over. Wa shapa said dirty things.
No.
Dirty.
You would say napshake shop shapa bluha, because you have more than just one finger, right? Because you're saying fingernails. So you would say shop shapa.
Okay.
Okay, so
Shop shapa.
yep, shop shapa. Shop shapa.
Okay. Okay, thank you for that. I'm gonna stop share. I'm not gonna share my document, and maybe we'll the people who commented, maybe Clementine, could you share what your comment was? So, oh wait, Lori, let's see, Lori. Peter Strong.
I think Lori's on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she won't be able to speak on the Zoom.
Okay.
But Clementine was next after that, I thought.
Okay. Clementine, would you like to share your sentence? Okay, maybe Mary, would you like to share your sentence?
Yeah, I wrote, I have curly hair, and so, pehi yuhaha bluha. Did I say that right, or do that right?
Auntie Tilda, did you hear Mary?
I
What do you
didn't, I just came over to the computer. Okay, what is it?
I have curly hair, and so, and then I said, pehi yuhaha bluha.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Welcome.
We have one comment from Chris Campbell. Chris, do you want to share?
Yeah, sure. So I'll probably mangle this first word, but that's okay. So it was Chante Num Bluha, and I was trying to say I have two hearts because I like sort of turning things on their heads. Obviously, I only have one physical heart, but I thought as we're talking about these physical things, it could be cool to sort of start experimenting with, metaphor and stuff like that. So I was trying to set it up like, I have two hearts, and then I could say one heart is, the other heart is, sort of setting them up to be opposed to one another. But I wasn't sure if that would work really. I just figured I would try.
Auntie,
Yes,
does that make sense? Chante num bluha.
that's good.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay, thanks.
yeah, you can say that. Chante num bluha. Or you
How
can
about-
say Chante tanka bluha. I have a big heart.
Okay.
Chante tanka wa bluha. W-A nasal N. Chante tanka wa bluha.
Wabluha.
You want me to write it out for you on the board?
I think I've got it because I've got the
Okay.
dictionary open.
Okay.
Thanks though.
You're welcome.
I see a comment from Tiana. Spotted Thunder. Tiana, would you like to share?
Sure. I said Tapon Shaich ya Num Bluha. I have two rosy cheeks. I love blush.
Yes, that's good.
Okay.
Very good. Yes,
Thank
very
you.
good.
I wanted to make a sentence relating to makeup because I love putting makeup on. Actually, I'm putting on makeup right now. So, yeah. I'm glad it was right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What about Justina? Justina Gill, would you like to share?
Sure. I had two. One is when I'm being Sam Bruja, I have a purple necklace on. And the other one was Napenu Bruja.
Yes, good sentences. Good sentences.
Let's see, Clementine.
Yeah, I realized that first one I did an object and not a body part. So I just added another one. E num bluha. I have two mouths.
Does that work, Auntie?
Two mouths.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can say, yeah, that sounds, yeah, if you're using, you can say that. I have two mouths.
And that's actually, thank you, Clementine, for sharing that, because that brings up a something I wanted to encourage is, both you and Chris Campbell, you were working with it, working with the vocabulary in unusual ways. So Chris had, I have two hearts, and you said, I have two mouths. So that's surprising, that's different. And so we might, for your homework, I would encourage some of that as well, to do something unexpected, because we are writing poems. The ultimate goal is to write poems tomorrow. So if you can, or, you have two mouths, you have three eyes, whatever. And you have, I don't know, I'm running out of examples off the top of my head, but that's
Could you
great.
say,
Mhm.
could you say something like, I have no ears? How would you say I have no ears?
That will be in the next section or one of the
Oh, okay.
sections. Yeah, I do not have.
Okay.
Okay, how about on that note, let's move to the next section. But once again, for your homework tonight, everyone, please try to write, let's say 2 to 4 sentences using this structure. I have, bluha. And I want you to fill the blanks in with body parts. So we want to focus on body parts, okay? Tonight. So on that note, yeah, work on that first section with body parts, and then we'll move on to the second section.
Okay, the second section is I do not have. Okay. Okay, so I do not have, and I'll use Layli's example, one of her sentences. I do not have a shirt. Can you see this, or is it too, can you see my sentence on the board?
Yes.
Okay. I do not have a shirt. So, in the Lakota sentence, what comes first?
The
shirt.
noun. Yeah.
The shirt comes first. So you would say Oglala. Oglala. And then in Lakota, if you're going to translate this into Lakota, you're not going to be using this. You're not going to be using the word a. So you would say Oglala Bluhashni. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the English language, you have 6 words, but you only have 3 in Lakota. But just like the other sentences, everything is switched around. Not. And I do not have. These 3 words are in this word. And then shirt, Oglala. Does that make any sense?
Shni is like not. So
Shni is not. Yep.
Yeah.
These 2.
Mm-hmm.
Shni is not. Or no. Okay. So if you check that out, I do have is bluha.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course Oglala. comes first in the in the Lakota language. But for some reason, this doesn't exist in the sentence. Because you don't want to say Oglala Lakota. That doesn't make any sense in Lakota. It doesn't sound right to Lakota. So, yeah, so that's how that sentence is written. Oglala Lakota.
So for this second section, what we're asking the students to do is to fill in the noun, the first word of the sentence with an object, a piece of clothing, or a tool. So you could say, I do not have a bowl. I do not have a cup. I do not have a pen. I do not have shoes. So we want to fill it in with daily objects, clothing, or tools. So Auntie, could you give us another example, another sample sentence?
Okay.
Let's see, what's a good one? A bowl? Let's try a bowl. I do not have a bowl. Yeah.
I have to erase this part here. This will actually be Wakshish Kokpa Bluhashni. I do not have a bowl. Wakshish Kokpa Bluhashni.
So the first word, wakshi shkokpa, is bowl.
Is a bowl, yes.
A
Mhm.
bowl.
A bowl.
And then bluhashni is do not have. I do not have.
Right, right.
Okay, maybe we could take a few minutes for everyone to give that a try. Is that clear? I hope it's clear. This time around, instead of body parts, we just want to use daily objects or clothing or household items or things like that for this sentence. Maybe we can take a few minutes, and then if you want to type in the comment, if you write a sentence or what have you. And yeah. Okay, Auntie, or can you guys hear me?
What's that?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, for the sake of time, I think maybe we'll start, and
Okay.
I'm gonna once again I'm gonna kick it off. I'm going to be vulnerable with everyone, and you get to hear and see how bad my Lakota language skills are. But that's why I'm here, because I want to learn. So
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a try. Okay, can you guys see that on the screen? I hope you can see it. Okay, so I'm sharing what I typed out. So we have, I do not have, and we're going to fill it in with an object, clothing, or tool. So in English, we would say, I do not have, and then we have the noun, like, oh, that's not right. We would have the adjective comes first in English, and then we have the noun. In Lakota, we start off with the noun, then we have the adjective, and we have bluhashni. So this is what I gave a try. I said, I do not have a black pen, if you can see the second sentence here. So I wonder if this is correct. I put wichazo sapa bluhashni. Is that correct?
Okay, so when you're saying a pen, there's a difference between a pen and a pencil.
Oh,
Okay, so wichazo is a pencil.
okay.
So in that sentence, you're saying, I have a black pencil. There you
I do
go.
not have, okay. What if I wanted to say black pen?
Black pen would be mini sapa wichazo.
How do I spell, or how do I spell that?
Mini is M-N-I,
Oh,
and then sapa, S-A-P-A.
Luhashni.
Yes.
And then mani means water also, right?
Right, right.
So
So
would
in
that
that case, it's a liquid.
uh-huh.
Yep, mini, yep.
Oh, how interesting. That's actually very poetic, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because it has that double meaning. Yeah, I love that. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. Thank you so much. Thanks for your help.
You're
And
welcome.
maybe we'll look at the comments and hear from some of the people who commented. We have one from Dustina Gill. Dustina, would you like to share yours?
Okay, I'm hoping this is right. Zitgato abuyapi bdu bduhashni. I do not have bluebird flower.
Yes, yes, that's pretty good. That's a good sentence.
Good. Yay. What about Lori Poirier?
Okay, mine aren't as poetic as Destina's. Mashiape na mashwio katan blue hashni.
Okay, in English?
I don't have a hammer and nails.
Okay, say that again in Lakota, please.
Mashiape na mashwi yokatan blue hashni.
Yes, very good. Wash there.
Merci. Whoops, wrong language.
Yes, merci.
Mercy me, mercy me.
Is there anyone else that would like to share?
I just had this is Mary. Sorry.
Hi, Mary.
I wrote Hiya Kuhi Bluhashni. I do not have socks.
You do not have what?
Socks. I might be pronouncing it right. Hiya Kun. Hiya.
Oh,
No,
hiyaku.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, socks. Okay.
Yeah.
So in your Lakota language, you said hiya. Hiya.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying no, I do not have.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I see
Mm-hmm.
what you're saying.
Yes.
And then another sentence I wrote was just Wichazo Bluhashni.
Good.
I do not have a pencil.
Yes, great. Wash there.
Thank you.
Thank you. I see also a comment from Tiana. Tiana, would you like to share?
Okay, mine was pretty simple, but I know I could add something else. Chuignaka Bluhashni, or I could say Chuignaka Haska Bluhashni. I don't have a long dress. Maybe if you're like going ceremony or something, I don't have that.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a
because
good
I always
sentence.
wear a skirt to ceremony.
Right. That's a good sentence. Wash there.
Good.
Thank you.
This is so good. Okay, well, thank you guys. And if you can this evening, write 2 to 4 sentences doing the same thing, the same sentence structure. I do not have with some kind of object. That was so beautiful. We had bluebird flower, we had pencils, we had dresses, and trying to remember all of them. Hammer and nails. So that was great. So if you can just write a few more tonight using that same sentence structure, that would be great. So for the sake of time, I think Auntie has 2 more sections, 2 more sentences to teach us. So we're on the 3rd one now.
Okay, the next one is I want.
And in this section, Auntie, we're gonna fill in the blank with a particular, like a value, right? Like a value or a virtue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for this one here, I want wisdom. Seriously, I want wisdom. No, I was just kidding. Okay. So in this one, you would say, Woksape. Woksape. Watching. See, there you go, watching. I want comes last in Lakota. Wisdom comes first in Lakota. Woksape, watching.
Auntie, can you give us maybe one more example?
Sure. Okay, let's do compassion. I want compassion. So compassion in Lakota is wo wa unshila. Wo wa unshila. That's compassion.
Okay, thank you. I wonder if everyone can take a few minutes and try to write a few sentences using I want she, and then you filling in the blank with a virtue or a value, a kind of value such as wisdom or compassion. So you'll need your dictionaries. So maybe we'll take a few minutes to do that and then share a little. Okay, so for the sake of time, once again, I think I'm going to jump in here and maybe get the ball rolling. And then as you guys finish your sentences, please feel free to share in the comments section. And then we could, yeah, everyone can share maybe something they came up with too. So here I'm gonna share my document, and as ever, I'm getting vulnerable because I'm a learner too. All right. So what I have here is I want. Okay. So the notes I took are, we want to fill in the blank with a value or virtue. So in English, we would have I want with the value and virtue, and in Lakota, it is opposite, it is reversed. So we would start with the value or virtue, and then and then it goes on to the verb, wanchi. And I just had a side note, Auntie, we have to be careful because when we say the word fat, washi, we have.
No, this is watching.
Watching.
Watching. And then, yeah, exactly. You're right. You don't want to say washing.
You want to be careful with that. Okay, so I had the example you wrote down, waksape wanchi. And then I wrote this, and in the dictionary they had they had a few different words to use. So I thought I could ask you. I wanted to say I want peace. So one word they had was is it wo'ab wo'ab
Wo'ablakila. Wo'ablakila.
wo'ablakala
Mm-hmm.
wo'ablakala watching. Would that be the correct one to use?
When you use the word ablakila, meaning that is, you use that word when you're talking about wind, like outside. Yeah, like outside, the weather, ablakila.
Oh.
That refers to the weather. Okay.
The other one they had, and I've heard this used a lot, is Lakota watching. Would you say something like that, or does that work?
You can use that word Lakota, but meaning Lakota meaning like you're talking about like the culture, that type of thing. So you would say Wahwala.
Oh.
Wahwala, meaning quiet.
Yes, that's what I was aiming for. Okay, hold on. Quiet, let's see. Oopsie. I don't know what I did with the font color, but anyway, can you repeat that? Sorry.
Wahwala.
Wah.
Yep. No. You could put KH. You can put KH because that's how it's spelled in a dictionary.
Okay.
And then WALA.
Okay. Wahwala. Wahwala. Watching. Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And that was more like quiet, you said?
Yes, because there's really no word for the English word peace.
Okay, so like it's kind of like a peaceful quiet.
Right.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna turn it over and maybe let other people share. I'm gonna look in the comments here. Let's see. One from Destina. Destina, do you want to share yours?
Yeah. But I hate you, wachi. I want industrious.
Okay, can you repeat that again? I'm sorry.
But I hate you, wachi.
Okay, good, good.
I'm sorry, Dustina, what does that mean again?
Like to be industrious.
Oh, industrious. Oh,
Good.
good. I see one from Dusty Nelson, or two from Dusty.
Yeah, hello. I put wo abalaze wachi and owanjila wachi for understanding and like community or unity.
Those are two good sentences. Great, they're awesome.
Beautiful.
Wash that.
I see one from Tiana. Do you want to share, Tiana? Hi.
Hi. Yeah. I put Tawachi Washde Wachi. Kind of like a good positive outlook.
Yes, that's a good sentence. I like that. That's pretty good. Okay, they're doing good. Very good.
I see one from Lori.
I think this might translate to truth. Wowi chak he wachi.
Yes, that's a good one. Yes, very good.
Lamaya.
Were there any more questions for this one, or are you guys feeling good about it? It's okay? I see a thumbs up. Thank you, Tiana and Mary. Okay, good. Very nice. So, all right, Lori, thank you. So we're getting there. If you can believe it, we've done 3 sentence structures and we're getting down to the last one for the day, the 4th one.
This is really going well. I'm pretty pleased. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah. Okay. So let's go on. Move on to the 4th.
Yeah.
Hey, I was gonna ask you, Laura, Rojan, is when you say I carry, do you mean like, you know, to carry on one's back or to carry in your arms?
To carry in your arms.
To carry in your arms, okay, because there's 2 different words. Okay. Shalevana. So, I do with my. I carry a turtle.
Oh, okay. May I just jump in here for a moment for everyone? What we're going to do is we're learning how to say I carry, and what we want to do is complete the sentence with a natural element, an animal, or a plant, something from the natural world. So it could be a turtle, it could be a mountain, it could be a stone, it could be a river, what have you. So That's what we're thinking about right now.
Okay, I carry is like what Layli said is to carry in your arms. Okay, so I would say Kea. Wa. Okay. Kea wa alo wak sohe. I carry a turtle. To carry in one's arms. Alo wak sohe. Okay.
Auntie, is aloha, is that one word? Or is the whole thing one word? Aloha.
Whole
sohe.
word. It's a
That's
whole
all one. Okay.
alo wak sohe.
Aloha.
Because there's another word to carry, but that's to carry on your back. That's why I wanted to make sure which one you wanted to use, to carry on your back or to carry in your arms. So I'm glad I made it clear.
Yeah.
We got it clear, so. Kea wa aloak sohe, to carry in my arms. I carry a kea, a turtle.
And wa means a, right? Like a.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. And could you give us another example? For example, let's do something kind of poetic, like I carry a mountain.
I carry a mountain, okay? He. Wa. He means mountain.
Mhm.
He wa aloak sohe, I carry a mountain. So in this case, you can change, this is the only thing you'll change when you're writing your Lakota sentence.
Uh-huh. Like just the first word, the noun, the object.
Right, just the first one.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, well then, like usual, let's maybe take a few minutes to give those sentences a try on our own. See what we come up. And remember, everyone, we want to use something from the natural surroundings. It could be an animal, a plant. You can also make it poetic. For example, I carry a mountain or what have you. So try something surprising if you want to. So yeah, okay.
that Layli? She can't hear me.
Yes.
Did you ever get a chance to look at those movies?
Oh, yeah, I did look at one. We're in the middle of class, but
Oh, I thought you were done. I'm sorry you were
no.
done.
Hi, Uncle.
That's okay.
Okay, maybe for the sake of time, because I know that we're almost done here, but we do have a few things to do before we wrap things up. So maybe I'll just go ahead and jump in with, once again, my example, and then we could maybe hear from everyone else. So when you're ready, you could type in your sentences in the comments or just even unmute and speak up. So I'll share what I wrote. And I tried this, Auntie, I don't know what you think. I tried the sentence, I carry a river. So but one thing I wasn't sure about is if I need to use the word wa in that sentence. So I put wakpa wa alo wakohe.
Alo wax. Alo waksa. Alo waksohe. So you forgot your, yep.
My bad.
Alo waksohe. There you go.
Okay. Oh my gosh. I'll get this somehow. Look at everybody, I'm learning. Okay. Alo waksohe. Okay, so would I say wakpa wa alo waksohe?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I made a whole sentence. Yay. That's exciting. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna share one. And then what I'm gonna do is maybe look at, see if anyone else has something to share. Are you guys ready? Does anyone have one to share, a sentence?
I got one. Hopefully it's right. Wakapi aloak soesa. I always carry coffee.
Auntie, what do you think?
Wakalapi alo waksohe.
Yeah.
You would say nampe wakalapi. See, aloaksahe means to carry something, like a baby or a bag of clothing or, you know, that type of thing. So if you say you carry a cup of coffee in your hand, you would say it totally different.
All right.
Okay, so
I think I'll.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, forgive me. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I think also, Tiana, that's maybe why we wanted to use something from the natural world, if you can think of that, like an element, you know, river, mountain, an animal, a turtle, something like that, you know, something bigger in your arms. A puppy.
Like a puppy. Shunkpala wa alowaksohe.
Okay.
Or Hejuta Chota Heji Chota Alowaksohe. That type of thing. Like sage. I carry sage. You could say that too.
Okay.
I see a sentence coming in from, let me see, Dusty.
Yes, I kind of tried out the poetic thing, and this is really fun for me. I don't ever get to look up words for fun and kind of play with it and look up word, search the dictionary freely. It's always
Yeah,
for work. So I picked we chach bicha wa alowak sohe, and that was like a starlit night. That was a word for starlit night.
you carry a
Oh,
starlit night.
that is awesome. I like that.
And then I was like searching around, and then I came upon Hokamini Olowak Sohe, and that is the man in the moon. And this is, and I just want to say thank you because this is really fun. I never knew these things, and I think Olowak Sohe is a really beautiful word.
Yes, it is. I mean, it's fun for me too. I mean, when I'm on a break at work, I look through the dictionary and it's like, oh my gosh, this is, I haven't seen these words or heard these words in a long, long time. So it's really fun to look up words. That is really nice, Dusty.
That is Dusty. That's beautiful thing. That's exactly also the goal or my hope for our class is that we can be imaginative and use the language in a poetic way, in a surprising way. That's so cool. I love it. Thank you. And I see a sentence coming from Lori. Do you want to share, Lori?
Yes, I'll try. Ian na miniatke oloa sohe.
So you carry
Ian na miniatke, a stone and drinking water,
yes.
the cup.
Yeah, yep, a cup.
Do I have to say wa after miniatke or no?
You don't have to necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah, not necessarily.
What sounds better, Auntie? Like, what sounds better, like to
With
your
with
Lakota, like?
with Lori's sentence that she just said, it sounds more poetic without the word moi.
Okay.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That word is really tricky. Like I explained earlier in one of the first sections, moi is not really like I have a cup. Okay, remember that first one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here, let me take a look at here. Okay, I have yeah, you don't really need to use the word a. That word is really tricky in Lakota sentences between English and Lakota. But most of the time you wouldn't use a. So that's pretty good, Lori.
Maya.
Okay, does anyone else want to share? You can even just share verbally if you want to, if you didn't type it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is once again, let me see if I can do, oh yeah, share screen. Once we're gonna kind of wrap things up and prepare for tomorrow. So what I did, everyone, is I typed out notes from our class. The sentence structure you'll see I have And then the goal is to fill in the blank with a body part plus an adjective. So in English, we would say I have with the adjective and noun, like I have blue shoes, or I have a red shirt. Excuse me, body part, I'm sorry. I have big feet and so on. And then in Lakota, it would be, you begin with the noun. So I typed that out. I typed out what Auntie taught us today. And then I typed out the examples. And then moving on to number 2, I do not have with that sentence structure. Number 3 is I want. And number 4 is I carry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that document right now. Save it as our handout. Let me see here. Give me 1 second, handout. And I'm going to attach it to our Zoom class right now. Look, I'm getting so techie, you guys. Oh my God.
Woohoo.
I can't believe it. What I'm going to do right now is attach a file to our chat box here, okay? So I'm going to attach it. And I hope you guys can let me know if it comes through. And if it comes through, then you guys can download that handout and use it for your homework. So 1 second. I think that's it. I think it went. Did it go, you guys? Do you see it?
I think you sent it just to me, Layli.
I did. Oh, for God. Oh, for goodness sakes, as they say. My bad. Send to everyone. Oopsie. Okay. Let me give that. And then Peter said he will also send it to you guys, email it to you guys just in case. Let me give this one more try. There we go. Did you guys see it? Everyone? Oh, I see a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Thanks. Okay, so I have great. Thank you, Tiana. Okay, so now you have the handout, the notes from today's workshop. And what we'd like you to do is to use that and sit down tonight and write, I want to say, if you can, 2 to 4 sentences for each of those sections. I would say go for 4 if you can, if you have the time, but somewhere between 2 and 4. And what we will do tomorrow, part 2 of the workshop, we're going to learn some conjunctions and for how to combine those sentences. And then we are going to put our poems together. We're going to arrange those sentences into a poem. So be sure to follow the instructions on the handout. And Michaela is asking me to send the worksheet again. Oh, that's a private message, sorry. I think, Michaela, to answer your question, Peter said he would send this handout to everyone on email. And so, okay, so we'll get that out to you guys, and then we'll reconvene tomorrow at 12 o'clock to have a little poetry together. at this moment, I would like to sincerely thank Auntie Tilda. Tilda, thank you so much for giving us.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for giving us your time and your knowledge. And from what I understand, you're going to try to join us tomorrow from your home, from
Right.
Zoom.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see. We'll cross our fingers. We'll hope that all that the technology works. And maybe I'll say goodbye to everyone myself and hand it over to Tilda, if you have any closing comments, and then I guess Peter.
Well, it was a lot of fun today. I mean, I had some fun myself, and I think we'll have more fun tomorrow when we combine these sentences together. So I myself will be looking up words. I mean, I sometimes have to look up some of these words myself just to kind of, like for instance, to carry, you know, which one do I use? That type of thing. So there's two ways of using that word, to carry on your back or to carry in your arms. So those are things like that I kind of, you know, look up myself. So, and I always tell my students, it's like, you know, we're all learning together still. I'm learning along with you guys. So, yeah. So, thank you very much. And I had fun, and we'll have more fun again tomorrow. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Wachian kapita.
Dokshake wachiankinte.
Oha.
Anisha ya doksha ke wachiankinte.
I will see you again.